Hello and welcome back everybody to the magical adventures of the bitchy Estefania because she wants to eat her pizza alone. And who can blame her for that, really? So, first of all, I want to apologize that I didn't upload anything yesterday. I was busy and I actually wanted to make an update video, but didn't all work out the way I thought it would. So, I hope you're still around today. You didn't forget me after a day. Hopefully, at least. So, let's continue, shall we? Today it's the X button. No, it's the A button. My controller, full of surprises. I turned on my computer and started to jump to music as I ate my food. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There were so many places to go, things to do. The arcade, grandfather's grave, stay in my room, the Pink Lady Cafe. Okay. Now the thing is... Okay, now the thing is I always try to play visual novels like I was the protagonist and I do what I would do in real life, you know? The thing is, it's obvious, the arcade is like going to Suzu and the Pink Lady Cafe is going to Naomi. I don't know what stay in my room is, maybe one of the boys or something like that. And grandfather's grave? I don't know. I don't really know what is up with grandfather's grave. Maybe you'll learn more about the mystery or something like that is going on. Now I'd really like to go to Suzu. Or to Naomi, rather to Suzu's though. But I feel like we could learn more from going to grandfather's grave. On the other hand, what could we learn from going to grandfather's grave? The thing is though, he's like, how long is he dead now? 2 days? Can't the girl just grieve? Like for real, she's way too less grieving for the fact that she really liked her grandpa. So we go to his grave and pay him respect. It was Sunday and I felt the need to see my grandfather. It had been 3 days, hey, I'm good, since he had been buried and the cemetery was only a short walk away. I decided to see him. I took my time eating and headed out to the street to walk towards the cemetery. It was a good half-hour walk, but it would be a nice stroll. A flower shop was on the way, so I could pick up flowers for his grave. I still felt the sting of grief run through my bones, but I knew that it would eventually fade over time. You gotta say, like, she is one tough son of a gun. Daughter of a gun, I guess, in this case. Like, how in the bloody hell is she already over the death of her grandfather, her beloved grandfather? Like, if it was now the grandfather she never knew or something like that, I'd say, okay, I see why you're not really grieving, but, like, come on. She really liked her grandpa. What is up with that? Oh well. I paused my journey to the cemetery to enter the flower shop quickly. Didn't I just read that? I think I did. The bouquet of lilies, please. Thank you. With flowers in hand, I made my way to the large steel gates of St. Joseph's Cemetery. I entered and felt the cold shiver of death run through the air against my skin. Would it always be like this? The cemetery was the final resting place. It wasn't just for mourning or sadness. It was supposed to also be a place for remembrance. I sighed as I walked through the cemetery. Really, the English word is, I always read cemetery. Oh God. Like cement. Oh God, it's cemetery. Well, what do you know? I know nothing apparently. Towards my grandfather's grave. Whoopsie. Before I could reach it though, I noticed a figure standing by the slab. Huh? Who's that? I stopped walking and tried to focus myself. Oh, maybe it's the dad. That would be interesting. Maybe we learn more now. I stopped walking and tried to focus my sight to see who was standing at my grandfather's grave before I approached. I didn't want to interrupt the prayer or anything, but even more I wanted to know who exactly was there. My mind barely considered the idea that it was my father, but it couldn't have been him. Familiar brown hair crowned this person's head instead of the black and grey my father had. He was vaguely familiar. Andrew? Oh! Oh! Well, that makes sense. Though I completely forgot about him, to be honest. It was indeed Andrew. He was dressed in casual clothes. For real? For real? Do you see his what do you call that in English? God damn it, the thing he's wearing on his upper body, you know that? Not in his pants? Like, I have nothing against the thing he wears on his upper body not being in his pants, but at least be consistent, one way or the other. And if you're wearing a jacket, I'd rather have you put the thing you're wearing on the upper body that you have that in your pants. Jesus, what is that called in English? I hate it when I forget words in English. God damn it. It was indeed Andrew. He was dressed in casual clothes, but he was giving his respects to my grandfather. I was curious as to why. I quietly stepped closer and approached Andrew and the grave, being careful to not scare Andrew. At my footsteps, Andrew turned to see me, and realizing it was me, turned fully to me.
Oh, Miss Anderson. I'm sorry. I'll just...
Andrew quickly shook his head and took a step to leave. Thank you. You're fine, Andrew. No, why would we send him away? Like, for real. He has not as much right to stand there, because he's not the grandson or something, but still. Like, who am I to interrupt somebody praying to somebody? I stopped him with a hand and smiled. He was merely paying his respects. There was no need for me to intrude. Andrew stared at me before smiling and nodding, returning to his place in front of the grave. He took a sidestep to make room for me, so I stepped next to him. I looked to the grave, running my gaze through the engraving in the stone slab before gently laying my bouquet down by it. However, I didn't stand back up. I gently sat down on the grass in front of the grave and stared at it.
Lilies?
Common flowers for gravestones, yeah? My grandfather didn't have a favorite flower. How do you know? Did you ask him? Now that I think about it, does my grandpa have favorite flowers? This is no morbid joke, by the way. This is no morbid joke. I'm just thinking about that for real right now. I heard it. He probably has, now that I think about it. My grandpa is a garden man, so he probably has. I should ask that at some point. Not a morbid joke, I should just ask in general. God damn it, you people. In Travnica, I said I dug a hole for my grandpa. And right in the comments I got like oh, so you buried your own grandpa joke or something like that. Like, come on. English is not my mother tongue. Do you expect me to be 100% precise all the time? Like, I literally can't do that. I heard and felt Andrew gently crouch down and sit beside me. I turned my head to look at him, catching him nodding in acknowledgement to my statement. I turned back to the grave, letting out a small sigh. So, can I ask why you came here?
I came to pay my respects. He was someone I really idolized.
I turned my head to him again, confused. Idolized?
Mm-hmm. He inspired me to work hard and make people happy. When I interned for his company, he was the first person to greet me at the doors with open arms, even before my father.
Still makes me wonder what the problem was. Now that makes me even more curious. Like, I could have imagined that the grandfather is only nice to Estefania, because, you know, it's his grandchild. And he would be a dick in normal life, and that is why the father is so pissed at his own father. You know, the father of Estefania is pissed at Estefania's grandfather. But now seeing that he is in general nice and stuff, makes one wonder what their problem is. It was probably something about magic, I guess. Oh well. I almost couldn't believe what I was hearing. However, the look in Andrew's eyes made my heart break. He truly idolized my grandfather, like he was his own
Your
grandfather.
grandfather was an amazing man, but I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. He treated me better than my dad ever could. All my dad cares about is me becoming the CEO. But Harold Anderson? No.
Oh, I see where you're going. So we are companions in our suffering, as we say in German. Is that a phrase in English? Probably not. So, we both have the same problem. We have a dick father, but the grandpa, Harold Anderson, was always nice to us. So we are meant for each other. I guess. Really? Like, I'd rather take you than any of the incubi. So, I'd be down with that. I could practically feel my lips move in sync with Andrew's as he continued to speak, almost hearing my grandfather speak alongside him in the air.
He said, "Don't worry about it so much. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy instead."
He said that to me too. Andrew turned to me in surprise before smiling.
Really? He cared a lot about you. There were days that he wouldn't stop talking about you and compared you to me.
Makes sense actually, makes sense. Oh, whoops, wrong button. I felt the blush run across my face. What things did he say?
Well, he told me how cute you were and how you loved to make people happy. He also said you always had the perfect ideas for his toys.
I felt a smile grow on my face, remembering the small moment when I had helped him design his most popular toy, the glowing heart bear. I didn't realize how proud of me he was because I was so small, but now that I was older, I was able to understand. He always had me help him, even when I didn't feel like I could. He was the greatest person ever in my life. He treated me better than my dad.
How does your dad treat you?
He's pretty harsh to me. He wants me to be the CEO of the company as well, since it's technically a family business.
He's strict, like my dad. Well, if it ever came to a time where the board had to decide a CEO, I'd gladly give it up for you.
You know, the only problem I have is like, I'm. He seems too nice, you know. He seems too nice, and not as a person. I mean, I like people who are just like solely nice. It's not like I don't like this character trait on him. It's like he's so nice. It's already seems fishy. On the other hand, this is an Otome game, so maybe it's just, you know, he's the harmless nice guy love interest, and I'm like sensing something. You know, let's put it like this: in a normal story, Andrew would be super suspicious, and I wouldn't trust him one bit. But because it's a female dating sim, I can kind of trust him, you know. I couldn't help but raise an eyebrow. Didn't he want the position? Why? Don't you want to be CEO? To my surprise, Andrew shook his head with a goofy smile.
I don't. My dad wants me to take over the Anderson company, but I really am not sure if I want to or not. Sure, making toys is great and helping people is something I want to do, but I don't know if I want to head the company.
You're not sure what you want to do, just like me.
You don't want to be a CEO either?
I shook my head. Andrew let out a small laugh.
Man, we must be the worst kids on the planet. Our dads want us to take over a company, but we don't even want to. Imagine what would happen if they actually liked each other.
Our dad wants us to take over a company. Imagine what would... Huh? Huh? What? Huh? What would happen if they liked each other? Huh? I don't know. Oh well. I couldn't help but laugh with him. We were in the same boat, yet we were on opposing sides. It was like Romeo versus Juliet. Two families competing for one goal, but the competitors didn't want to even try to reach that goal. Andrew gently stopped laughing and smiled at me.
Your grandfather was right about one thing, though. You are really cute.
Yeah. The man is 3 days dead. And you're flirting with his granddaughter in front of his grave. Can I just say, the biggest problem I have with this game is the premise that the grandfather just died. And now she's like, flirting with everybody. Can I say that I hate this premise? That I really, really hate this premise? If my grandpa died, I'd be not flirting with anyone for weeks, I can tell you that. God damn it, that is stupid. It is stupid. I hate it. Other than that, I have to say, though, the game is more interesting than it was like 3 or 4 parts ago, so, you know, at least the story progression is kinda intriguing. The blush that had faded from my face suddenly returned at his words. I looked away from him, making him laugh again.
Sorry, it's true. Cross my heart.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Thanks. He was flattering me. I had to admit he was cute too, but I'd only known him for a short while. It wasn't realistic to like him more than that. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. Suddenly we're realistic. Andrew cleared his throat and sat up straight, rubbing the back of his neck.
I'll let you have some time with your grandfather. I don't have anywhere to be, so I'll wait by the gates and give you a ride home when you're done.
You can go home. I'll be okay. Thank you. Oh, that is not easy. That is not easy. Huh. You can go home is, of course, a minus point with Andrew. Thank you is, of course, a plus point with Andrew. Now, there is very likely the possibility to end up with one of the girls as well. Okay, no, but this is not how we play this. Sometimes I forget my own rules in these games. So what would I do in real life? I hardly know Andrew. He's flirting with me in front of my grandfather's grave. I probably didn't want to bother him. So you can go home. God damn it, in the end I'll probably end up with Eric or something. Oh well. Andrew nodded and bid me farewell before leaving the cemetery, past the gates. I sighed and looked to the grave. I bet you're laughing at me. I practically glared at the grave, but after a brief second I smiled. He's a sweet guy, and he's a big fan of yours. Who wouldn't be? You cared for everyone, no matter who they were. Except for your son. I gently ran a finger over one of the lilies in the bouquet. It was so soft to touch, but my mind was filled with Andrew for some reason. Was this grandfather's plan? Did he hope for me to meet Andrew as a kindred spirit? I wouldn't be surprised. At this point, me neither. I chuckled softly before standing. I'll be fine, Grandpa. Andrew's a good guy, but who knows? I shrugged before letting out a sigh and turning back to the cemetery gate. I took a glance back to the grave before walking out and heading home. I went to my room and remained there until dinner. Great. More incubis now, probably. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly the next morning. No grogginess, no aches. Perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked to my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck. After all I had gone through, in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Huh? Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
Question, Suzu. Where are you that it's... Whoops. Mouse. Work with me. God damn it. Suzu, where are you that it's like echoing this much? Are you like in a big hall? Like, what the fuck? What was that?
Yo,
Yeah.
Anderson!
Sorry. I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. I checked the time. 6:30. Perfect. I can eat some breakfast before they come. Yeah, well, I guess 6:30. Well, you also have to wash yourself. I mean, I could do that. But I don't know. I mean, it's probably a cliche, but usually women need more time in the bathroom. So, half an hour? Is that enough for Estefania? Well, she probably looks beautiful by nature, I guess. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs into the kitchen. I quickly made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. Oh, yeah, right. Whoops. I let out a soft sigh so you everyone know that's Estefania's voice from now on. No, probably not. I let out a soft sigh in happiness as I sipped my coffee. I felt great and I felt like nothing could stop me today. Come at me, day. I'm ready for you. I looked to the time again. Time to go. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. I just talked about that, Estefania. Why don't you listen? You should be more careful listening to me. Whoa. Sorry, I was just confused, checking the clock. Oh, we're already... Fuck you, mouse. We're already 20 minutes over. We're already over 20 minutes. Whew. That went by fast. Anyway, I guess I'll stop this episode then. So thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next episode. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.